This is a 4-minute sermon that I wrote for my preaching class this week, and I'm happy to share it all with you. The preaching text is from 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verses 9 through 10. The prayer of Jabez. Jabez was honored more than his brothers, and his mother named him Jabez, saying, "Because I bore him in pain." Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, "Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my border, and that your hand might be with me, and that you would keep me from hurt and harm." And God granted what he asked. So I am known for being easygoing, agreeable, go with the flow. That's me. This was especially true for me growing up in comparison to my much more opinionated younger sister. But being the easy one isn't always easy. It has sometimes felt like a straitjacket, confining the emotions that are acceptable for me to express. In our text from 1 Chronicles, we hear that Jabez's name comes from his mother because she bore him in pain, with his name meaning pain and harm in Hebrew. Now, in our day, that might not seem like such a big deal. But in the times that this text was written, names and their meaning were reflective of the person's essence, of their very being. Names were like omens and said something about the soul of the person and what they could expect in life. One's name reflected one's destiny. So the expectations of who Jabez would become and what his life would be were imposed on him from the moment he was born. His name, for all intents and purposes, was a curse. We don't know much more about Jabez. These 2 verses are inserted in the midst of a genealogy of the descendants of Judah. But what we do know about him is that he cried out to God, asking for his fate to be changed. He asked God to help him transcend his name, his curse, his circumstance. I imagine that this can't have been an easy task. He had been told from the time that he was born that all he could and should expect from life is pain and harm. But for some reason, he dared to ask God for a different kind of life. And how does God respond? God liberates Jabez from the notion that his life was destined to be about pain. God liberates him from the label that was imposed on him from the time that he was born. God sees Jabez as a whole person, separate from the life that his name implies. Through answering Jabez's prayer, God transforms his curse into blessing. And God can do the same for us. In my middle age, I have heard God's call and received God's blessing to embrace my authentic self. God has given me the courage to claim my call as a minister. With God's help, I have come to realize that my purpose is not to make everybody else's life easier, but to live into the fullness of who I was created to be. I no longer need to be the easy one. And let me tell you, this is such a relief. Friends, God liberated Jabez, God liberated me, and God can liberate you. What untruths about yourself have you been carrying around? Are there expectations that have been placed by others that no longer work for your life? Freedom is possible with the help of God. The God of liberation is waiting for you. Amen.